The first time I came in contact with the drones, and I got a phone call from Sander Renneman, and he asked me like, hey man, I got a project and it's with drones. What do you think? Is that something we can do? And I thought, yeah, how hard could it be?
It was just a couple of shows here and there, and it became more and more, this is such a thing, let's create our own business, a separate entity, and that's called 250K Drones.
It's relatively new for people to see drone shows. I don't know if you can compare it with, for example, photography or a painter, but it is sort of painting in the sky. I have seen a lot of people starting to cry. The size of it and the power of a drone show, and also, as you know, it's sort of aliens come to Earth, and the closer you are to the drones, the more mesmerizing it is. And that's always the discussion you have with the clients, because if we send them the animation, they see it on the screen or mostly on a telephone. It's really small, and the impact of it is really difficult to imagine. But if you see it live, and then suddenly the size of a face is 200 meters, the impact of that is mesmerizing.
A lot of clients forget that an average drone show has the size of a football field. Even we are looking at a screen. We don't see that full potential. Imagine standing on the side of a football field on the long side, exactly in the middle, and having those two goals. I mean, it wouldn't even fit in your field of view. And when you go to the other side of the world, stand there and get blown away by your own show at that scale, it's an undescribable feeling. Most of the tools there were technical tools created by drone suppliers who enabled simple transitions between shapes and stuff like that. But there wasn't much more than that. We immediately saw an opportunity to invest in technology in order to create tools and instruments for the creatives in our team to make sure that what they envision, they can realize. And we immediately exceeded the standards that was currently out there. But we love to think of new ways to do storytelling and use this new medium. You know, we're at 10% of the potential. There's so much more to explore. That's one of our motivations of making new shows. Every show we're thinking like, okay, what can we do next? What haven't we done yet? What if we do this? This pioneering or inventing is something we all have in our veins. I think that works great for the whole team.
We don't fly the drones, they fly themselves. They have no clue where the other drones are, they only know their own flight path.
The drones work by GPS. They receive GPS signal in order to orientate themselves. The core of GPS is actually time. And in every GPS satellite, there's an atomic clock, which has a super high accurate timing. The thing we supply them is a choreography that states at what time they should be at what position. If every drone sticks to that plan, they're not going to glide, and we have a perfect show. We cannot stop or slow down or rush a drone show. Whenever we take off, it's going to be that sequence. So that allows us to sync up with pyrotechnics, lasers, music, video. But for instance, in Las Vegas, we had a huge projection mapping on the Caesar's Palace, where you saw a car on the projection mapping going up. Once it reached the top, it would continue in drones. Perfectly in sync. And yeah, it's a magical moment. We have created several new technologies in which we can combine animations not sequentially but concurrent, in which we have a car that is driving, and while it's driving, it's converting into a tornado, for instance. So we don't have a scene with a car and then a transition and then a tornado. we can layer everything, and we can make every minute or every second is interesting. So that is something no one else does in the world. And that way of creating shows, that's something uniquely to us. Sometimes we even propose things. We're not sure how we're going to fix it, but we'll manage it in the end. That's one of our powers we have within the company. If we have a challenge, we have a concept or an idea we don't know how to visualize or how to create, we could either do it manually, and it takes like 5 days, or we create new tools or new software or algorithms. And that maybe takes 3.5 days. Sometimes it takes 6 days. But in the end, that's another instrument you have in your toolbox.
And we're getting better and better in it. So because first, I think if you see our first drone shows and you see what we've been creating the last couple of months already, that's a huge difference.
For every show we're raising the bar. That adds new tools and features to our system. So yeah, we're capable of creating new stuff every time.
Week by week, we improve how we program drone shows. That will dictate part of the price as well. So the more we fly, the more we make it available to people.
For us, all these limitations or physical limitations that the drones have make that we can be more and more creative, because we are really challenged to come up with new ideas or new techniques, new ways to create the story we want to show.
Right now, depending on what kind of drones you're flying, you can do between 7 and 12 minutes, but how interesting is a 12-minute show? You also want it to be very exciting. You don't want a 30-minute fireworks, you want a 10-minute fireworks and with big bangs, right? That's kind of how it is with drones. There's a give and take. If you can really do like an hour-long show, the capabilities are there already. But then you're talking about the Disneys of this world, right? Where Disneyland, you replace fireworks with drones, but then you create an hour-long show in the sky. That's amazing. But there's not a lot of opportunities to do that. There's so much to be done still. And again, we're learning every day, and it goes really fast right now. And I'm talking 2018 when we began. The show that we flew back then took months to program. We do it within a week now. So again, like, it shows how fast things go. God knows what happens in the drone business.